7 World Cups, from the heat of Spain in 1982 to the fever of Germany in 2006. 24 years, countless moments, legends made, stories written. But for every name the world celebrates, there was another player on that same pitch, running harder, doing more, getting nothing. Today we correct the record. 7 World Cups, 7 forgotten heroes, 7 players who deserved the spotlight and never got it. This is the Forgotten Ones, 1982 to 2006. Spain, 1982. Brazil arrived with what many people believe was the greatest football team ever assembled. Not just a great team, the greatest. Zico, Socrates, Eder, Falcão. Wait, Falcão. Paulo Roberto Falcão, attacking midfielder, known in Italy as the 8th King of Rome. At the time, arguably the most complete midfielder on the planet. Brazil played 5 games at the 1982 World Cup. They won 4. They scored 15 goals playing football so devastatingly beautiful that opposition coaches stopped and watched in admiration. Falcão was named in the FIFA World Cup All-Star team and won the silver ball, second best player in the entire tournament. Second best player in the world. At a World Cup, he scored twice, including a thunderous strike against Italy in the second round, a powerful left-footed shot that briefly gave Brazil hope in the match that broke millions of hearts. Because that match, Brazil versus Italy in the second round, is where everything ended. 3-2. Brazil eliminated. One of the most heartbreaking results in World Cup history. In the grief of that defeat, Falcao's masterclass was buried. Zico's tears became the image of 1982. Socrates became the philosopher king, and Falcão, named by Pelé as one of the 125 greatest living footballers, the man who ran Brazil's entire midfield, became a footnote, the silver ball winner. Forgotten. That is the Falcão story. Mexico, 1986. One word: Maradona. We know. The hand of God. The goal of the century. The greatest individual tournament performance in the history of football. But Argentina did not win the World Cup alone. Jorge Valdano. Forward. Real Madrid striker. Known as the philosopher of football. And at Mexico 1986, he was quietly having one of the best tournaments any Argentine forward had ever had. 4 goals in the tournament, including 1 in the World Cup final itself, the final against West Germany. Argentina won 3-2 in one of the greatest finals ever played. Valdano scored Argentina's second goal, a clinical finish after a sweeping team move, to put them 2-0 up. Without Valdano's 4 goals, against Bulgaria, South Korea, England, and West Germany, Argentina's path to the trophy was far more difficult. He scored in every stage of the tournament. He gave defenders an impossible choice because they could not focus entirely on Maradona. When Valdano was making runs, they also had to track. That is what made Maradona unstoppable in 1986. Not just his genius, Valdano's movement, Valdano's goals, Valdano's intelligent football. When the final whistle blew and Argentina lifted the trophy, every camera found Maradona. Rightly so. Valdano stood 5 feet away. 4 goals, a World Cup winner, arms raised, nobody photographing him. Italia 90, the Magic Knights. Now this one is different, because Salvatore Schillaci, known as Totò, actually won the Golden Boot at Italia 90. He actually won the Golden Ball as best player of the tournament. And yet today, as a casual football fan about Italia 90, and they mention Gaza's tears, Baggio's ponytail, Maradona in Naples, Schillaci passed away in September 2024 at the age of 59. And when the tributes came flooding in, the world suddenly remembered, wait, this man scored 6 goals at that tournament. 6 goals in 7 games from the bench at a World Cup on home soil. Schillaci was not even expected to be a starter. He was 6th choice striker behind Vialli, Carnival, Serena, Mancini, and Baggio in the pecking order. He had made only 1 international appearance before the tournament. 1 cap, then 6 World Cup goals, Golden Boot, Golden Ball, 2nd in the Ballon d'Or. He scored against Austria, Czechoslovakia, Uruguay, Ireland, Argentina, and England. He scored in the group stage, the round of 16, the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, and the 3rd place match. Italy lost the semi-final against Argentina on penalties. Schillaci scored, but it wasn't enough. He spent 2 hours alone in the dressing room crying afterwards. A boy from the streets of Palermo, a player nobody expected. 6 goals at the World Cup. And 30 years later, he was still more famous for the expression on his face when he scored than for the actual goals themselves. He deserved so much more recognition in football's memory. He passed away quietly, and the world only remembered for a moment. USA, 1994. Brazil won the World Cup. Romario and Bebeto, their baby-cradling celebration became one of the most iconic images in football history. Their partnership was legendary. But here is a number that most people don't know. Brazil conceded only 3 goals in 7 games at the 1994 World Cup. 3 in 7 games, all the way to the trophy. That does not happen because of Romario. That happens because of the man in front of the defense that nobody ever talks about. Mauro Silva, defensive midfielder. He played every single minute of every single match at the 1994 World Cup. Every minute. He won tackles. He intercepted passes. He broke up attacks before they started. He was the wall that allowed Romario and Bebeto to roam forward without fear. After the tournament, FIFA ranked him the 9th best player in the world. 9th in the world. For a man who never scored, never assisted, never made headlines. His own teammate Dunga later said that Mauro Silva was essential to Brazil's victory, that the defensive structure that won the title was built around Silva's work. When Brazil lifted the trophy in Pasadena, Romario kissed it. Bebeto held it. Mauro Silva stood quietly at the back. He was the reason they could lift it at all. Nobody noticed then. Nobody remembers now. France, 1998. Zidane. 3 goals in the final. France are world champions. The Stade de France erupting. One of the great football moments. But let me take you to Croatia, a nation appearing at the World Cup for the very first time as an independent country. Davor Suker, striker, Real Madrid forward. Croatia's greatest ever goal scorer with 45 international goals. At France 98, Suker did something that Ronaldo, Batistuta, Shearer, and Bergkamp, the most feared strikers in the world, could not do. He outscored all of them. 6 goals in 7 matches, Golden Boot, Silver Ball as 2nd best player of the tournament, behind only Ronaldo. He scored against Jamaica, Japan, Romania, Germany, France, and the Netherlands. He scored in the semi-final against eventual champions France. He scored the winner in the 3rd place match to send Croatia home with a bronze medal on their very first World Cup appearance, a country of 4 million people, finishing 3rd in the world in their first ever tournament. Croatia did not lose a single match in which Suker scored. And still, when 1998 is discussed, it is always Zidane's tournament, always France's story. Suker is barely mentioned. He won the Golden Boot. He carried a small nation to the semi-finals on sheer will and brilliance. He had the courage to score against the home crowd in France, knowing the world was watching. That is not a supporting role. That is a leading man who was written out of the story. South Korea and Japan, 2002. The most unpredictable World Cup in history. Senegal beating France, South Korea reaching the semi-finals, and Brazil winning the whole thing with a team that on paper looked impossible to stop. Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, and Rivaldo. Rivaldo, Ballon d'Or winner in 1999, FIFA World Player of the Year. One of the most technically gifted players the game has ever produced. At the 2002 World Cup, he scored 5 goals across 7 matches, 5 goals and multiple crucial assists. Named in the FIFA World Cup All-Star team alongside Ronaldo and Ronaldinho. But the moment that defines Rivaldo at this tournament came against Turkey in the group stage. The last minute, Brazil needed to hold on. Rivaldo received the ball on the edge of the box, let it drop, and produced a stunning bicycle kick into the top corner to win the game 3-2 and keep Brazil alive. Brazil's own coach, Luiz Felipe Scolari, named Rivaldo as the best player of the entire tournament. His own coach, after winning the World Cup and then the final against Germany. 2-0. Ronaldo scored both. Ronaldo was the Golden Boot winner. Ronaldo became the story. Rivaldo had involved himself in both goals. His dummy for the second allowed Ronaldo to run onto the ball and finish. His shot that the goalkeeper saved led directly to Ronaldo's rebound for the first. Rivaldo was the engine. Ronaldo was the face. And football remembered only the face. 5 goals. All-star team. Coach's best player. World Cup winner. And still, decades later, ask someone about 2002 and they say one name. It's never Rivaldo. Germany, 2006, the summer's tale. Italy won. And the tournament is remembered almost entirely for one moment. Zinedine Zidane's headbutt on Marco Materazzi in the final. A red card, a penalty shootout, a World Cup decided in extra time. The drama consumed everything, including the fact that a German striker had just won the Golden Boot by scoring 5 goals on home soil. Miroslav Klose, the most modest, selfless, quietly brilliant striker in the history of German football. A man who came from the 7th division of German football just a few years before. A man born in Poland who chose Germany and repaid that choice with 16 World Cup goals across 4 tournaments. A record that stood for 12 years. At the 2006 World Cup specifically, 5 goals. Golden Boot. 2 goals against Costa Rica, 2 against Ecuador, 1 against Argentina in the quarterfinals. And Germany finished 3rd in a tournament played on home soil in front of 50,000 fans every night. The crowd sang for him. His trademark somersault celebration became one of the images of that summer. Germany played some of the most exciting football of any team in the tournament. But the final, Zidane's headbutt, Materazzi on the floor, the red card, Italy on penalties. That moment became 2006. Forever. Klose's 5 goals, nobody remembers them. He went on to score 16 World Cup goals in total, a record till 2026, which Messi eventually broke. He is the all-time leading scorer in World Cup history. And his defining individual tournament, the one where he won the Golden Boot, is the least discussed of all 4 World Cups he played in. Because Zidane headbutted someone in the final. Football's memory is unkind to quiet greatness.